Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be chatting about the few books that I read in the month of July and also doing my Spin the Bottle TBR game for August. There hasn't been a break for you, but there has been a multi-week break of filming for me. So this is weird, but it does feel good to be back. July marked my first group trip that I hosted. We all went to Bali, and I genuinely feel like I've lived an entire lifetime since the last time that I sat down to film or do anything. I think we all thought that we would have more time to read on our little vacation that we went on, but the days were so jam-packed with all of these really awesome activities that we were doing, all the temples we were seeing, and so on and so forth, that by the end of the day, we all were ready for room service and to go to bed. Then also, I thought that I would have more energy and will to read on the really long flights that I had, but that's a story for another day, to be completely honest. I was fighting for my life for a little bit of the trip. Caleb and I will probably do a sit-down chat video that's exclusive for my Patreon, just kind of talking about how everything went. And how I almost died in the Tokyo airport, and how nasty people are when they travel, and how it's really inconsiderate to not wear a mask if you're sick, because you'll get other people sick. But I digress. Like I said, that's a story for another time. The moral of my story is that I did not read hardly anything in the month of July. I read 4 books, which is why we're wrapping it into the TBR video as well. At the beginning of my TBR games, we always go over how the last month went anyways, so instead of talking about what I didn't read, because I did not complete the TBR for last month. No, absolutely not. Let's chat about what I did read, okay? I did read One Star Romance by Laura Hankin, and again, it feels like I'm a new person from the time that I read these books. But I do remember absolutely loving this book. I know I gave it a 4.5 or a 5 star, and I'm so excited to see what Laura Hankin comes out with next, because I think that, is this her debut? No, it's definitely not her debut. Wow, so excited to read her backlist then, because I loved her writing. I think her characters were really well thought out. I loved the portrayal of navigating an adult friendship that you've had for the majority of your adult life, but now one of you is getting married, and so now your dynamic with your best friend changes. And navigating that whole thing, it was really good. I think it was done really well. And just the messiness of the situation where he gave her book that she wrote 1 star, and she doesn't really understand why. He's not really forthcoming with anything, and they keep getting thrown into situations where they have to interact with each other. They know that there's something there, but they can't get past the tension that is going on because of that situation. So I thought it was really great. Audiobook was phenomenal. I'm pretty sure Laura Hankin actually narrated it. I had a grand old time. I also listened to The One by John Mars in one day, accidentally. I just kept it playing on my earbuds while I was doing chores, cleaning, really procrastinating from packing. Actually, I was avoiding doing anything for the trip. And I thought it was okay. It was a very easy listen because the chapters were very, very short. There was multiple narrators for different point of views. And it's surrounding the idea that there is a genetic test that you can take to tell you who your perfect match is. And it has no regard for who's already married, who is on the other side of the world. And we're following multiple point of views of this situation. If you know The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich, then you might like this book because it's a very similar vibe, except this one is a little bit more sinister because we're following a serial killer in one of the point of views, and there's less hope in this book than The Measure. And I think it was really interesting. My favorite point of view was the serial killer. I think that narrative was written really, really well, very realistic. Otherwise though, I think the story was a little bit forgettable. I couldn't tell you any character names. I could tell you the gist of the story like I just did, but other than the serial killer point of view, I don't really remember anyone else. So I think I'm settling on a 3 star, 3.5 maybe, but yeah. It was good. Then the other 2 books that I completed last month in July is The Age of Myth by Michael J. Sullivan and The Ruin of Kings by Jenn Lyons. This is part of the next installment of my 5-star showdown, the fantasy episode. And before anyone yells at me, I have started The Way of Kings. You see that bookmark? I'm not far, but I started it. So haha. It's not on the wrap up yet, but I will be finishing it hopefully for my first or second book of this month in August. And I'll have that episode out to you real soon because this episode will include some Bali stories because I finished The Ruin of Kings while in Bali. Nothing went to plan. Nothing went according to plan in the reading department last month, but it's fine. But since these are part of that reading vlog that is coming out soon, I'm not talking about how I feel about these books yet, but I did finish them. I already told you about The Way of Kings, another book that I technically finished, but I'm not counting because I have to reread it. is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This was the book that I put on the airplane when I needed to sleep. Not because it was boring. I'm telling you, like, I actually was loving what I was listening to, but it was the perfect book that made me feel cozy enough to sleep. I don't know if anyone can relate to me, but I can't fall asleep to music because I'll just listen to it and sing along in my head. And it's very hard for me to fall asleep to a movie sometimes as well because my brain wants to pay attention. But I can sleep to an audiobook. So I finished this one like twice actually, but I only remember up to like maybe halfway. So I will start this over again at some point in the near future. I was loving the audiobook. I think this is phenomenal. I know that I love the characters, but I don't know how the book ends or like goes, I guess. So I have to reread it with the purpose of retention instead of the purpose to sleep. So you'll see this one again on my channel once I actually know anything about it. Very short wrap up. Didn't really do much. Did my best is what we did last month. Moving into like the rest of the TBR then, we're gonna choose from my Greenhouse Compendium jar, which is a bunch of pieces of paper that has my own physical TBR on it, and they're all recommended to me from my patrons. So every month I choose at least one, and then I have to read it that month. Fun. Okay, fun. I've been wanting to read this, and I love when I choose something that's like audiobook material. Recommended to me by Andrea and Ocean is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. And I want to say either Becca or Joules also told me that they really think I would like this as well. But who put it in the jar is Andrea and Ocean. So this is a thriller surrounding a retreat in the mountains. It's an exclusive month-long writing retreat at the estate of a feminist horror writer, Rosa Vallow. And when all of the attendees arrive, Rosa drops a bombshell that they must all complete an entire novel from scratch during the next month, and the author of the best one will receive a life-changing 7-figure publishing deal. But there are strange happenings in the estate, there's erratic behavior from other contestants, there are mind games and alleged haunting of the mansion itself, and then of course one of the writers vanish, and our main character realizes that something very sinister is afoot. With the clock running out, she must discover the truth or suffer the same fate. So I think it sounds right up my alley. I love like an isolated setting, and the fact that all of the main characters are writers, I think is just super fun. So very good. Love that this is on the TBR. Thank you for recommending it to me. And that being said, we can go on into the first spin of the game and see what we get. I love when the board takes pity on me. We got a mood read pick, which is phenomenal. I want to choose something a little bit cozy, something that I know that I will have a good time with. So I'm going to choose The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. This is the second book in the Thursday Murder Club series surrounding a cast of older characters who live in this like posh retirement village, and they get together once a week in the puzzle room and they try to solve murders. And in the first book, someone actually gets murdered like within their village, like on the property. So they take matters into their own hands and they try to figure out what happened. This is the second book in the series following the same characters, some of the same characters, and I'm guessing that there is another murder that they're trying to uncover, some sort of mystery. I'm kind of avoiding reading the synopsis just because I want to go in a little bit blind because I just know that I'm gonna love it, or at least enjoy the experience. So I'm excited to read from this author again. I think he does such a great job at writing these older characters. So I'm looking forward to having a good time. This is on the TBR. Let's see what else is with spin number 2. Okay, so I have extra pieces of paper to write new prompts on when they come in from recommendations from my patrons, and I must have mixed them up with the stack today. So I got 2 blank ones, but then I just did a little mixy and chose one at random. Maybe I should have respun, but I didn't. Whatever, this is what we're doing. I don't care. The prompt we got was read a book from a previous Spin the Bottle TBR, which isn't difficult because I have not been doing great this year. The one I'm choosing is from last month's TBR, and one that I have to read anyways because it was the previous, I think this is June's book club choice for the book club that I run in my Patreon. Our live show got pushed to this month in August, and it is going to be The Familiar Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Here it is again. We're gonna actually read it this month, which is exciting. It looks like vampires. It's been brought to my attention that it's not vampires, and I'm really glad that that was brought to my attention because I think I would have been disappointed if I went in thinking it was vampires. But yeah, so apparently I know nothing about it at all, but it's on the TBR. I will be reading it, will be discussing it with my book club as well. So here it is. Failed TBR, current TBR. We're doing great. Let's go for spin number 3. Spin number 3, we landed on the secret space, which I don't think we've landed on all year, or at least in a very long time. This space is basically just a way for me to include a book that I'm going to be reading for a reading vlog that may or may not be a secret to you guys. So right now, we all know what vlog series I'm working on. So you can maybe deduce what the book might be by the end of the video, but maybe not. I'm choosing a book that is for one of the videos that I'm working on for the 5-star showdown. So that's it. That's the prompt. That's the spin. Let's go on to the next one. Wow, what a time to be alive. Why is the board being so kind? It knows that I almost died last month, and I'm not even being dramatic. We almost went to the hospital. We almost left the airport and went to the hospital in Tokyo at 10 p.m. Whatever. Again, I can't get into it right now. But this prompt is a book for a reading vlog, and I'm going to be choosing We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Barry. I'm pretty sure this is field hockey. I know it's gay. It's a coming of age story. It says that Barry writes with a sustained manic energy. Oh, it also includes like witchy magic sort of things. I just feel like it could be a win. This one is recommended to me from one of my patrons, Heather, for the 5-star showdown. Oh my god, cute. And I got this book in the Secret Santa gift exchange that I do every year with my Patreon. So that's super cute. So thank you, Danielle. So I think that it could be a win. I think it'll be fun. This text is really small. Holy crap. It's okay. Everything's great. This is the pick for spin number 4. Let's go to spin number 5. Has there been a TBR video this year that didn't include the tarot space? I don't think so. Hold on, let me grab it. Ow. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but I just fucked my knee up. Ow, it like cracked weird and all I did was get up. Phenomenal. Okay. Spin number 5, we got a tarot space. I have the major arcana of this tarot deck that I own. Very cute. How this goes is every single card has a predetermined prompt and we just mix it up. We put good vibes into the deck and hope that whatever I draw can match a book that I already want to read. And if not, then we move anyways. This one's calling to me. Let's do this one. Ooh, I don't know if we've gotten this one before. We got card 18, which is Moon. Wow, I love the howling dogs and the crab. Oh, that card is so pretty. Let's see what this prompt is. Okay, so this one is basically choose a book based on the cover and you don't know anything about the book. So like all vibes, no thought sort of choice. Okay, I kind of love that. But the problem is I know a lot about the books that I own. So let me take a gander and see if there's any books that like I don't really know what they're about, but I bought it because of the cover. Ooh, fun. Maybe I want to do like a romance or a lit fic moment. Okay, I think I have my answer because it's really difficult. I really do know the gist of what a lot of books are about. There aren't many that I have that I still don't know a gist of the synopsis. But I guess this one works because I don't know a single thing about the book. All I know is that it's a Sally Rooney, okay? Conversations with Friends. I do love the cover. I love that there are two people and they're different colored like paint swipes over their eyes. I love the idea of the title, whether it's very accurate or not, Conversations with Friends. I love books that surround like how we talk to one another and just, I don't know, conversations that we have. Oh my god, this is her debut. Wait, why did I think Normal People was her debut? I mean, it literally says an addictive debut, a bright new talent. That's fun. But this is a book that I bought because it matched my edition of Normal People. So I decided to buy it because I would like to try out her other books. I guess I'll choose this. That's a fun prompt. I like that. Here is the Spin the Bottle TBR for this month in August. 5 books, very, very doable. One of them is turned around because that's the secret book. Again, you'll probably be able to deduce what it is if you take a moment to think. We also have the Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz as included by the Greenhouse Compendium jar. And then, are you ready for the stack of books that I would like to include? Because here it is. In my Nightcrawler book club over in the Greenhouse, I have a main pick that we will have a live discussion for, and then there's an optional buddy read in case you either don't like that main pick or you also just want to read another book with us and chat about it along the way. That optional buddy read pick is The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer, so I will be reading this month. We are reading the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb, also in my book club, so I need to read The Royal Assassin, or I guess restart it because I did start it, but I need to start it over because again, a whole lifetime has passed. I would like to actually finish Long Way to a Small Angry Planet and actually listen to it because I was really enjoying it, and I want to actually include it as a like completed book this year instead of just like a sleep completed book. Obviously I will be finishing The Way of Kings, okay? Whether you believe me or not. And then this one's sort of like a shot in the dark because with all of the other fantasy books that I have on the TBR, I don't think I'll have time for this one, but also, I don't know, maybe I will. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I was going to read this on the plane, but again, it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Last month was trials and tribulations. But I will say that I would like to read this month as well. So I think I realistically should stop there, so I will stop there. Of course, there are others that I have my eye on, but I'll stop there. That definitely made the stack a lot bigger. Here it is. That's impossible. Sydney, why do you do this? Why are you so delusional? It's fine. Everything's great. But that's it for this video. So feels good to be back. Even though I haven't been gone for you, I have been gone. Over on my Instagram, I will be doing a lot of like reels. I'll probably post them to TikTok as well of the trip, how the travel went, how the trip was, what we did, things like that. So go ahead and follow me over on Instagram and TikTok maybe, but mostly Instagram. I'll leave that link down below. That is predominantly what the content of the Bali trip is going to be. I'll chat about it a little bit here and there, but I predominantly just took like vertical videos so that I could do like voiceovers and things like that. But yeah, really excited to make those happen. And that's it for this video. So thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If you are still watching, then leave me, I don't know, the pen emoji down below in the comments. And while you're down there, please do subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.